Hi Yvonne. I'm just trying to get it up on my computer so I can see what's going on. Oh, for some unearthly reason, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. Hi Brian. Hi Philippa. I'm just trying to sort my computer out. For some unearthly reason tonight it just will not let me go. Must be the weather, hey, must be the weather. I might have to watch it on my phone instead and see. Let's see if we can get it off. I like to watch it on my computer so I can see what's going on. Hi Teresa, thanks for joining me. When we get there eventually, isn't it's absolutely amazing, isn't it? The way you try and get things all sorted and organised, and the minute you do, Facebook changes stuff just to keep you on your toes. So never mind, eh? We live and learn. Right, let's see. Might have found it now. There we go. Hi Marilyn. Oh yeah, we're in. We found it. Happy days. Make it bigger and hopefully we're all good. I know they're a pain. Well, do you know what, Brian? I shout at this computer all the time, right? But to be fair, I reckon it's about 12 years old. So it's not doing bad. Doesn't really owe me nothing. I'm very loath to get rid of it though, because you know what you know, don't you? I don't think I'll be able to work these new ways on the new ones, to be fair. So, right. So tonight I'm going to show you how to make the card holder and the little boxes. Yeah, so both are pretty easy. Both could be made quickly as gifts. So what we've got grey board, and we need 2 pieces for either side, and we need a spine. Okay, so you can see what's written on here. It's 8 1/4 inches that way by 5 1/2 inches that way. I've made it, even Christine, I've made it slightly bigger than the last one, spine wise, because this time, when I did the last one, I did the little pockets at about 1/2 inch, and I thought, well, why not do the pockets bigger and at 1 inch, and then you can fit more cards in. But it's up to you. You'll see how it works and how you do it, and you can decide for yourself what size pockets you want in it. They're all made the same way. Hi Nicole from the Netherlands. Ooh, thank you for joining us. Hi Judith, hi Mary, hi Trisha. Right, so here we go. The spine this time, because I'm doing 1 inch pockets, the spine is 8 1/4 length, and I've got 2 1/4 inches this way. Okay, but like I said, you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. If you wanted to do square ones, you know, to fit your 8 by 8 in, then just adjust all the measurements. It's quite simple. The only other thing I always ask that you have is whatever grey board you're using, okay, get yourself 2 pieces and sandwich them together, and then that will then become your spacer, okay, for when you're lining these things up. So this tape is the same tape that we used the last time when we made the Christmas planner, I think it was, yeah, Christmas planner. So all you do, it's from My Creative Spirit, the tape, and it's I don't know what she calls it. Is it just construction tape, I think? But it has been called Architape by Cool Cat Crafts. They do it as well. So you just roll yourself off a length, okay, and you put your first left side of your binder on halfway, okay, across the tape, as you can see. Then you use your spacer and you just line your spacer up straight across so it lines up. It basically sits right against that fold. Don't worry if you can't get it too near the fold. My hands are a bit cold in the shed tonight, so forgive me. And then what you do is you get your spine and you line your spine up at the bottom and at the top, right flush against that spacer, and you press it down. And then you remove the spacer. And this, that you can see, this black gap now. Hi Pat, hi Maxine, hi Christine, hi Anne. If I miss anybody else, hi Chell, hi Julie. Or if there's any questions, I'll go through them later once I've done this live. So this black space now is enough to help your binder to fold up like that without hitting its, crushing itself together. So all you do now is pull that up, pull your piece of tape down. Don't worry too much if it doesn't meet, because you can join it with another piece, so don't worry about that. Okay, so now run your finger gently along the groove. You can use a bone folder to do this if you want. I wouldn't say don't use a poker tool around, because you might go through it, and then you've got a hole in it. Turn it over and run it through the back as well, and then you'll see that it folds up nicely without catching on itself, and that enables your binder to fall flat. Okay, so now we do the same thing on this side. Pull yourself off a length of tape, snip it, okay. Hold it down with your scissors because it's fairly sticky, this stuff, and it sticks to you and you can't get it off once you've done that. So half on with your spine, ish, in with your spacer, okay. Hold on to it, and then with your other side, line it up as best you can, top and bottom, press it onto the tape and remove your spacer, okay. Then pull your tape up and pull your tape over. Hi Wendy, nice to have you with me. Press it down. Don't worry if it's overlapped there, just push it round to the other side and press it down, okay. So again, go up the join of it with your fingers on both sides. There we are. So basically that is your binder made. It's quite easy to do. Hi Maxine. So that's it, done. Right, we don't need the spacer anymore. Now what we need to do is put some black tape around the edge, all the way around the edge. So I'm going to cut it straight to start with, because I cut that pretty dodgy. And I'm going to put it half on, half off, and snip it. Okay, and then I'm just going to roll it, press it down, start in the middle. You don't really want to get any wrinkles, but don't worry too much if you do, because this black tape is really forgiving. Okay, remove that bit off my scissors. Again, push it into the grooves there, so it looks like it belongs to the spine. Turn it over, push it into the grooves. So I'm going to do the bottom edge now. I'll do the two longest edges first. Half on, half off, no worries. All you really want to do with this is cover the edge so it's neat and tidy and it's black for when you're putting all your papers and all on. Okay, press it down, start in the middle, pull it over and push it down. Okay, and this is the way I make all my albums as well. It's so much cheaper than buying a pre-made album. This grey board costs literally £1 a sheet, and I've only used one sheet to make this. So you can imagine how much by the time I finished one ready to decorate would cost. It's just false economy. You may as well just make your own. And if you can do this, hi Karen, if you can do this right, then you can make any size. So you don't need dies, you can make any size you want. So I'm just going to line the edge of this now, starting in the middle, pushing down towards the outside, and you get a nice neat corner. If you overlap it, don't worry, just trim it and tuck it in. piece on this side as well. Now, I have a little bit that's jutting out there, as you can see, so I'm just going to trim it off, otherwise it will make the edge look untidy, you know. So, down with the piece there, roughly cut to size. What I'll do, I'll cut it too big one end, and I'll show you what you do if you do that. So it's too big now, definitely, okay. So I'll line it at one end and leave one end massive. See what I mean about sticky? It's like you can't get it off your finger. So I'm going to line it up so it's tidy on one end, but it's massively overcut, you know, too long on the other. So all you do in that case, if that's what you've done, is put a snip like that, just a snip there, okay. Try and get it off your finger. So you fold this edge over, tuck it in, and then this bit that you've snipped, you literally fold it over tightly and then fold it over this way. Now, if you think it's going to overshoot it, take a little snip off of there, like that. Okay, I hope you all saw that. And then just press it down and you've got a nice, neat corner. Okay, so I'm going to use this side as the inside, obviously, because it's got the writing on it. So let's just reinforce them. Make sure it all folds up and folds flat nicely. Same on the other side. Yeah, that is all good. So we can start working now on the other bits and bobs to go inside it. So I'm being quite frugal with my papers, or to be honest, I've used an awful lot of these papers of Hazel's. I love them, and I've got virtually nothing left. Hiya Sue, I've got virtually nothing left, so I'm going to have to be a little bit canny with my papers. So I've basically cut 2 for the inside, okay. Do have 2 for the outside, knocking about somewhere, which is a shame because I can't find them. Oh, here they are. Right, 2. I'm using this one. It's the same, it's just that the pattern on that one's smaller. I'm using them 2 for the outside, so they can just go up there for now. But I'm going to put pockets on the inside of this one, okay? And I don't have any more papers. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip these down when it comes to it, and I'm going to use some inside the pocket and some outside the pocket. So in that case, what I have to do is have some black card there, because there might be a little gap that you can see down the back of the pocket, and I would not like to have anybody see just the grey board. So I'm going to have these on the inside covers, okay. So they're for the inside. They will be also on the inside, and so will the pockets. So I'll put them all together and we'll work with the pocket. Okay. So I have to bring in my scoreboard. And like I said, I'm going deeper on these pockets. I'm doing 1 inch on them, not ½ inch. So the piece of card you need is 9.5, okay, by 6, and that will give you a 4-inch pocket depth upwards. So this here will be 4 inches, which is plenty enough to put your card in. All right, so you get your score tool, and because we want it 1 inch deep, we need to do 2 scores of 1 inch so that it will fold like that around the back of your paper and make a pocket. Okay, so what we do is we score at 1 inch and 2 inch, turn it round, 1 inch and 2 inch all the way down, turn it again on the third side, 1 inch and 2 inch. That's it. Okay, you just need 1 inch and 2 inch on 3 sides, and because we're putting 2 pockets in, I've done 2 of them already to show you how you make the pocket. Now, I'm just going to dig about in here for my little stapler and see if there's any staples in it. Because this is a handy little thing to have. I don't know if anybody's got one of these. It's got some really dodgy coloured staples, but nobody's going to see them. So we'll go with the pink ones this time, I think. This is handy to have. You don't need it. It's handy for me to have on a live because it saves me waiting for the pocket corners to dry. And you can get in there quite neatly with them, so I'll show you how we use that in a minute. So back to the pockets. We've got 3 sides scored, and just here, I don't know whether you can see it, I'll lift it up gently because my camera seems to be pulsing. If I turn it, let's see. Yeah, you can just about see it there. There's a square in the corner there. We need that. So cut everything away except that square for now. So we're going into where the square is. This square will become apparent in a minute when I cut the other bits off. Into there, into there, and into there. And now I've just revealed that square. Okay, so where that square is, I want you to just cut straight up that score line. So it flaps like that. Okay, and now we do the same on the other side. All right. In, take that off, and take that off, and then go up that score line. So we've created a flap. There's one done. Okay. And it's exactly the same with the other one, because the 2 pockets obviously are identical. Is there any questions so far? Hiya, Dawn. Hey, you made it. Well done. Anybody got any questions while I'm just cutting corners off card? Hi, Caroline. I can see my comments now. It's so good when you can see your own the comments popping up. Like, it makes you feel like you're not sitting in a room talking to yourself. Which I am at the bottom of the garden. And the light is so bright that I'm sure the neighbours are really hacked off. Looks like, you know, honestly, they're that bright, a plane could land here at any moment. It's like landing strip. There we go. So I've now cut my pockets. Ready? They're scored. So now it's time to burnish them lines in. Okay, I'm going to put this writing on the inside. Or, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to cover it with card. So I'll leave it as it is so you can still see. So she says, looking for a score tool and a bone holder of some sort. I'm trying to keep what little nails I have. Okay, so let's have this burnished in now. The key to a good pocket is good folds. I'm using thick card actually, it's 300 GSM. Just happened to be 300 GSM that I pulled out of the pack. Didn't realise I had any of it left, but there you are. So score them all up nicely. Okay, so that's all done. Hi Cynthia. There we are. The boring bit. The construction is the boring bit for me. I just like decorating it all. But this is not difficult. It's not a hard one. But it's quite nice to give one of these to somebody, because it looks like a lot of work. Right, there we are. In order to make the pockets, oh my, did I cut that one really dodgy, didn't I? Let's just cut it properly. The other one's okay. There we are. Right, so what we do is we tuck them in and you basically glue them to the inside of this one to start with. Okay, it'll give you a little bit of purchase on it when you're trying to put it together. Okay, so in and hold it for a second. Tuck that one in and hold it there. Then you bring the side in, as you can see. I'll bring it up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this little, hold it tight if you can with your fingers so it's a nice corner. I'm going to put my stapler in and I'm going to put a staple in it just to hold it. And the same with this side, okay? Whether you tuck them in or whether you tuck them over, it makes no difference whatsoever. Okay, as long as your pocket's squared up, that's all you need to do. I'll pop a staple in it. Nice pink one. There we are. One pocket made. I'll do the same with the other one. A little bit of glue on it. Much easier than it looks, isn't it? Yeah, I'm feeling much better today, Cynthia. No idea what that was. I don't do ill at all. I haven't got time to be ill. Not this week anyway. But I did fully enjoy watching the Christmas channel while lying on the couch. And it gave me the Christmas spirit. Don't ask me where that come from. My Grinch reputation has been shot. And I've now got my Christmas tree up. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, so I've held them in. I'm going to put these flaps in, hold on to them, and do a staple job again. Okay. This is the handiest mini stapler ever. There we go. And it always fits in the pockets really nicely. No matter even if you do a 1/2 inch one, it fits in nicely. So we've now got 2 pockets. Okay, as you can see. So what I want to do is this. Bring in your little item that you have created. And this then slides inside of there, okay? Right? And then the whole thing is glued on there. So you want to make sure that that is glued onto there nicely, right down to the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is lie it next to it, so you can see where you're putting your glue. A bit of glue on there. And it only needs to go on the back part, okay? Because you know, just to stick this on for now. All right, just on them 2 sides. Pick it up, pop it in, centre it up, put your hand in and press it down. Oh God almighty, I've glued it to the wrong bit. There you go. It goes onto them bits there. That's it, in there, like that. But you're all shouting at me, you've glued it to the wrong bit. There we are. So it glues to this bit. Now if you want to really, really make sure it's glued to that bit, or you can put tape on there if you wish, you know, just to hold it down. But we're going to glue it on there anyway, so it's up to you. It'll be fine. So you've created your pocket, ready to go onto there, all right? So all you've got to worry about now is that this pocket doesn't exceed this holder. It can go bang on the edge, but don't let it hang off one side. Okay, so now this whole thing can be glued in. Alright, now put a good old amount of glue on, because you've got to pop it down, make sure it stays. I'm using Studio Light Tacky Glue, which I found to be as good as Pinflair, okay, but a fraction of the cost. So we're lining it up on here, we're making sure that it sits on the outer edge, it doesn't go over this fold line here of your spine, because then it won't allow it to close. And once we've got it where we want it, okay, put your hand in and press it down. Alright. The staple won't bother anything because it's been covered by this black piece. Alright. Let's give it a good old push down. And that will glue by the time we sort this next pocket out. Okay. So next pocket, we want glue on the back. And hopefully we glue it to the right bit this time. It didn't matter. I'm sure you'll all do the same thing. So what we want to do is glue this to this top edge. It's sliding in and lying against the back edge. Okay, slide it in, put your hand in and push it down, make sure it's in. Any spare glue, get rid of. There we go. It's alright, Jules. I'm sure you know how to make these, honey. Okay, so that's now stuck to the back, and we want to pop that one in there as well. So turn it round and glue it in. And then we go a little bit frugal with the papers. I'll show you how to do that now. Because sometimes, you know, you just only have one piece of paper, don't you? And you've got to split it. There's no point in using a whole piece if you don't need to. So by the time you get cards in, you ain't going to see. So I have to bring it down a little bit to line it up. Line it up with the one you've just put in as well, so you can see where your pockets roughly go. Okay. Make sure it's not going across this score line, and it's in pretty much straight. There you are. Once you've got it in place, push it in. Put your hands inside and shove it in. There we are. So while that dries, I'll deal with the spine. Okay, so the spine for the inside part there, obviously it's just slightly smaller than 2 1/4, which is the width of the grey board spine, because again, when you fold this up and it closes, okay, you don't want this to interfere with the fold. But what I have done with this, because I thought I'd change it up a little bit and just show you how, if you wish, you can change it into like a old-fashioned stationery set, you know, where you put papers, notebooks, whatever's in. So for that, I have a piece of elastic. Okay. And on the back of the spine, I've added a bit of black card just to stabilise the paper a little bit. Okay. And as you can see, I've found the halfway on the spine. Okay, and I've put 2 little marks on there. And now I'm going to grab my crocodile or hole punch, whichever one you want to use. Okay, I'm going to pop a hole in there, and I'm going to pop a hole in there, and then I'm going to thread the elastic through. Right, and I'm going to secure it on the back, and that will hold a pen. Right, that'll hold a pen. So I suppose you could tie it if you wish, but then it will make your spine all bulky. So I'm going to use red tape to secure it on the back. The skinniest red tape in the world, this is. Okay. So how are you all doing with your Christmas shopping? Have you got it nailed so far? Or have you still got loads to do? I'm not doing too bad actually. I've only got a couple of bits to get, and the food obviously. It's too early to get the food yet. But it's me who's doing the cooking as per. So do you think that's enough tape? Right, so now you've got this, and your pen will slide in there when it's finished. So I'm going to bring this in and glue this in. I'm not going to attempt to take all the backings off that tape. Life is too short. I'm just going to glue it all in, because I think I'm going to keep this one for myself. Put a notepad in one side, things to do in the other, instead of cards. So let's wrap some glue in between there. I'm very over enthusiastic with the glue tonight, but there you are. Right, line it up, glue it in. So now I'm going to show you what to do with the papers. So I'm using the thin papers, so obviously it'll fit inside of there, but what goes down into the pockets is a complete and utter waste because you can't see it. So I'm going to chop them. Like I've said, this is 4 inches and this is 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this so it has a border at the top, so we can see a little tiny bit of black across the top. So therefore I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4 inches, so it'll have a little 1/4 inch border at the top. So 3 3/4. Happy days. And this one for the other side, again, 3 3/4. Okay. So if I bring this box back in now, this is the 3 3/4 bit here. And this is what's left, which will tuck down inside there. And once it's glued down, you won't really notice that you haven't got a full piece of paper in there. So there we are. So that's going on the front of there. And this bit is going to tuck inside just a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to turn it around to tuck it in so I can see where I'm going with it. There we are. There we are. Job's a good one. Why use more paper than you need to? Put that on there. I quite like it so you can see the black border. I mean, these things, Hazel's all weather paper pad, like, you could use either side because some of them are double-sided as well, eh? So, just line it up with that one there. Make sure you've got it about the same height. There we go. So that's your inside nailed. Now you've just got to do the outside. Okay, first thing you need to do, I think you'll agree, that was a good use of papers. There we are. So down the side here, if you've got any spare bits of paper, then by all means, put strips on there. I'm going to leave it black. So it's just the outside to do now, isn't it? So I've got me a piece of ribbon, okay? And this is going to be the fastener to close it. I've used grey because I think the grey goes quite nice. So I'm going to put that onto the front there. I've just got a long piece. I haven't cut it into 2 yet. So I'm going to attach that first with a bit of red tape. You can use hot glue if you wish. I'm just going to use the one red tape for now, just to pop it in. There we are. So just put one side of your ribbon there, okay, and then spread it out. And when you put this on here, you can now see where that one lines up, and you can then go on and put the one on the back. Because you can lay it on and it is in the same place. So you haven't got one coming higher than the other. There we are. I do like making these, they look quite good, I find. And they make nice gifts too, for virtually no work. There we are, I've lined it up, it's about roughly the same. And now that it's lined up, now I'm quite happy to cut it. So you find the halfway point and you trim it, and then you know it's the same length on both sides, instead of, you know, putting one further back or one further forward. So the only thing to do now, right, I'm going to glue the piece on the back, because that's going to be plain, as in, you know, just not decorated, and then I'm just going to do a little decoration on the front like I did with the last one. And that can go straight over that ribbon with a nice little black border all the way around it. Okay, spine next. Spine on next. I've used some of the thinner stuff that I've put inside, so it ties the inside to the outside. Right. There we go. Stay down. Oh, is it your first time with us, Caroline? Oh, there's some amazing demos on here. Check them out, honestly. Everybody's done demos on here, and every single one of them, you learn something every single time you watch them. It's absolutely class. So there you go, and thank you for joining us. There we are. Front one. I'm just going to do a little decoration on there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my very dirty anti-static pad, and I'm going to use Julie's very dirty daisies border for this one, like I did with the other one. I quite liked it when it turned out. I thought, yeah, that was nice, and I didn't have to do too much to it. Don't want too much on the front of this. I mean, obviously I don't want too much on the front of it, but you might want to put the person's name, or, you know, birthday or cards or whatever you want to put on the front to decorate it. But I'm literally just going to straighten that up, and I'm going to put a border of daisies as straight as I can see it across there. My daisy stamp I do have to apologise for, because it's absolutely filthy. It needs a bath. Okay, so I'm just going to rub my anti-static across, because I've been handling this here and there, here and there, so it's a bit on the grubby side, as is my Wow embossing ultra slow drying pad. But it doesn't matter, because it's, you know, I'm not using clear, I'm using black on this now. So we're going to go in gently. Not sure how juicy this is, so it might have to be hit a couple of times. Little gentle taps. And the issue with this I have is that you cannot, okay, I can't see it. And as I'm doing it in black, I'm just going to run my ink pad across this daisies, so I'll be able to see it now. And I don't mind if this black goes onto the embossing pad, because this is the one I use for when I'm doing black or anything that's hidden. So now I can see it, roughly I can see it. So let's see how we go. Yeah, got daisies all over it now. That's fine with me. I should think one more hit will do it. Oh, you're very welcome. That's how we all learn. And I always learn something from Philippa, from Julie, from Marion, from every one of them, because everybody does things differently, and they might just have a nice little shortcut that you didn't think about, and then you can use it next time. So, okay, is this not been opened before? Clearly not. I'm using Wow Black super fine, alright, and I'm just going to whip the whole thing across, tap it off. Okay, so you can see me daisies. I'll put this back in the pot, alright, and I'm going to heat emboss that one before I do the bottom, because I'll only knock it off and mess it up. So I'm using a heat gun, so it might get a little noisy. I'll try and keep it away from the camera while it heats itself up. And then we just go in, and it is glossy, it is shiny, so you can see it go, I'm hoping. Yep, that's all gone. Shiny and gorgeous, she says. Yep, so I don't know whether you can catch the shine. Hopefully you can, but I'll take a picture, stick it on later. I'm going to turn it round now, and I'm going to just make sure that this is going to be in the right place. Slightly over, and straighten it up. And we'll do the daisies on this side now, top and bottom. Okay, moved it too far now. Oh, come on, Tracy, get a grip, yeah, that'll do. So, same thing again. There should be enough black ink on this to be able to see it now. All the lives and the Technic Tuesdays and everything that's been done by me, Philippa, Julie, Marion, all of them, you'll find under the featured section. Philippa will point you in the right direction. And you can also get them on YouTube as well, Julie Hickley's YouTube channel. as soon as we've done a live, they get put on there. So that way they're always saved. And therefore, if you can't get to see them at the time, then you can just go back and have a look at them. All the Technique Tuesdays, the lot, they're all listed there. I mean, there's so many to look at, even for me, because I've only been with the design team since May, and I'm sure there's thousands on there, hundreds that I haven't seen. So, you know, I still need to go back and have a look at them as well, as I'm sure there's other things for me to learn on there. Okay, across goes the embossing powder. Again, how lovely does that look? That is really cute. I really do like these daisies. I think you might end up inundated with items that I've made with daisies on. Still managed to spill it. Not good. So, there you go. Yeah, I'll be able to watch it tomorrow as well. I'm usually teaching on a Tuesday and my classes are finished. So I have to come back and watch it on catch up, but not tomorrow. I can watch it live. So yeah, I'll be there tomorrow morning, Philippa. So there we go. Again, same thing. I'm just going to heat my gun up. Bring it in now. Sorry about the noise, but unfortunately it has to be done, doesn't it? As soon as you see your embossing powder melting, move it across. You don't want to burn it and burn your paper. You just want to see that nice shine appear like magic. There we go. There we are. All done. And the other good thing about having it on YouTube as well, if you've got one of those fancy tellies, you can put it on the telly. Can't you? You can stream it across from your phone or whatever to the telly. So that's going to go on there now. Okay. So because I've embossed it, I need to flatten it out this time, good style, and pop it on. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I've got the heater on in the shed here, and it's kind of drying my glue up a little bit. You can put this on with whatever you want. You can use double-sided tape if you like. You don't have to use glue, but I'm going to go for it with the glue. Okay. There we are. Pop it on the top. Give yourself some border. Stick it on. Flatten it out. Jobs it good. Now, I have a feeling it won't stick tonight, just because I came out to stick about 5:30 and put the heater on there because it was pretty cold. It was pretty cold. And now it looks like it's not going to stick for me. But it will by tomorrow, because I will make sure it does. There we are. Now it's starting to stick. Happy days. Probably didn't put enough glue on the edge. These things are sent to try us, so they're not. There we are. And now we're in. Wipe off the excess. So there you have it. That is as difficult as that gets. And then what I did with the one that I had, this one fits 5x7 cards in it. Okay, folds flat like this. The other one I did didn't have a pen holder in it, but this one does. Okay, and then you can fit, let me see, yep, 5x7 cards, depending on how much you put in them, just to show you that they do fit in, and the envelopes will fit in behind them as well. But if you want to do, you know, some kind of writing set with the envelopes and the notepad and what have you in there, I think that'll make a nice gift as well. So that's that one. Okay, so I shall put pictures up tomorrow on that. Put your pen to one side, obviously. Right, that's that one. And now I wanted to show you the boxes. These are another quite an easy thing. These are going to be well handy for Christmas, little Christmas gifts. Pop little gifts in. There we are. Move that out of the way. Here we go. So, papers everywhere. Let's bring them in. 3 different sizes. Just slurp a coffee. Okay, so 3 little boxes. Okay, this one started life with 12 by 12 papers. Okay, this one started life with 8 by 8, and this cute little one started life 6 by 6. All right, so I'm going to do a 12 by 12 just to show you, because every single one of them is exactly the same. You do it in exactly the same way. If when I do the first one somebody says I didn't get that, then they can either look back or I'll do another one. It's fine. So you get 2 pieces of 12 by 12. Okay, same size, both of them. You bring in your cutting thing. You're cutting whatever you use, guillotine, whatever it is, okay? And off of 2 sides only, you cut 3 mil. So go from 12, 1, 2, 3 mil back, hold it tight, cut it off, okay? Then you turn it round once. You start at 12 and you go back 3. 1, 2, 3. And you cut that off. And you just do that on one of them. You don't do it on both, just the one. Okay. So let's put the one we haven't cut to one side for now. Alright. Now, when I make this one, there's going to be black marks all over it, just so you can see. Okay. So what we need to do with this is find the middle. So, I kind of like the green, so I'm going to put the green on the... Yeah, I'm going to put the green on the outside. So find the middle, and to do that, all you do is put your finger on it, put a little mark. You won't see this, and where that mark is, I'm going to mark it in pen. You don't obviously mark it in pen, you mark it in pencil. You won't see it. The reason I'm saying you might see it is because it's a Sharpie and it might ooze through to the other side, but it doesn't matter for this. Okay, and then fold it the other way. So you're definitely finding the middle. Okay. Put your finger on it and then you draw a line. Okay. And where that crosses over, that is the middle. Alright. I'll take it slow. 1 point into the middle. Okay. I need my bone folder. The key to these boxes are nice finished lines. You fold every single one of them in to that point in the middle. Don't worry too much if they don't meet, it'll be fine. Okay, this one into the middle, as if it looks a bit like an envelope, really, doesn't it? Okay, and this one now also goes into the middle. Okay, so we've got 4. All we've done is fold the 4 into the middle. Okay. So now what we want to do is pull this side into the middle. So we do not want to go right up to that point. Keep a little, see this point here, that's there, this point here. We don't want to put this side right up to that middle point there. We basically just want to put it, so it's a couple of mil away. It doesn't matter what mil away it is for a minute. This is your first one. This one is your guide for all the others, okay? Because now what you do is you bring this side over to the middle as well, all right? But the gap that you've left there, eyeball it and bring this one up and leave the same gap on that side. And again, it doesn't have to be uber precise. It'll be fine. And then crease that down. So, is everyone with me so far? Okay, that's from the envelope shape. We've folded that side in and that side in. Okay, yeah? We all good? Right, okay. Then you turn it round and you do the same with these 2 sides now. You bring it in and you roughly eyeball this little gap. Leave it vaguely the same. Okay, and you do this side. So you've basically folded all 4 sides in to that middle point. Alright, leaving the same-ish gap. So that one comes in and that one comes in. Right? Okay. So take your scissors and you've got a square on this side and you've got a square on that side. Take your scissors and go up only to the next fold, okay, and up only to the next fold on the edge of that square. Difficult for me to see in this light, but we'll give it to there, okay. And then what I want you to do, so you don't confuse yourself, is open up that flap, okay. So I've cut up them two there and I've got a flap. I'm going to turn it round and do exactly the same on this side, okay. Cut it up, cut it up, and open the flap. If you don't cut all the way through it, don't stress. So now we've got that, okay. There we go. Now I want you to burnish these sides again. Make sure they're nice and tight down. Okay. This is where, you know, I've made thousands of these. This is where now I make it and it won't fit together. You watch. There we are. So, and now you literally bring in the sides, okay, bring that flap over the top of the side and press it down, yeah, bring that flap in over the side, press it down. Have we got that? Yeah, we got that. So once you've done that, I like to go along and press that in, and go along the edge of that and press that in. Now, you do not, if you don't wish to, have to glue that. And I suggest, the first one you make, don't glue it, okay? And then you've always got a template, right? Always. Have you not, Karen? Have you not seen this before? Oh, well. The thing I like about this, and I tell you what I used last year, I got a really good roll of Christmas paper. And as long as you start off with 2 squares the same size, and then you cut a couple of mil off 2 of the sides, you can, you know, what is the best paperweight to use? Right, okay. This one, I reckon, is, I'll see if it's on the actual pad. It's only from the range. This one's 250 GSM, okay? So you could do it with your card. But it doesn't matter really, because even the smallest one I made, the smallest box I made, that was made with really thin paper, and it still worked just as well. Okay, so like I said, I like to glue mine because it just keeps it down out the way. Just pop a bit of glue on it, and then you do exactly the same thing, and I'm going to do exactly this same thing with the other piece now. Okay, so I'll go through it again. Just put the lid on my glue so it doesn't dry up. Okay, so I want the green to be on the outside, so I'm going to fold it with the green on the outside. I'm going to mark the middle first off. Okay, get my pencil, in my case, a Sharpie, turn it round, fold it up again. Okay, I'm folding it like this and creasing it, because obviously if you was to measure the middle with your ruler, this ruler's not big enough. You can do it with a ruler on the 8x8, you don't have to, you know, if you're going to use a piece of 8x8 paper, like this one, then you can use your ruler and you can put a line without creasing the card. It's just that this is too big. And obviously if you've got a big roll of Christmas wrapping paper and you want to do a huge box, you know, then this is one way of doing it to get the middle. Okay, again, I'm going to fold this up all the way around. I'm beginning to think that my trimmer needs its new blade putting in, because it does not seem to square things off just now, which is unusual because it works fine normally. But we shall see, we shall see. If it embarrasses me by the end and they don't fit together, well, there you go. There we are. In we go. With this one too. Seems to be gaps everywhere if you get me drift, but we'll see. Maybe I just didn't square it right. Right, again, we've got them 4 into the centre. Then think about before how much gap you left between that point and this, and just again roughly eyeball it. Crease it down nicely. Fold this one in as well. There we are. Turn it round and do the other 2 sides. I find it easier to do on the side actually. I made these with the girls around the corner the other week in the class that I do, and they really enjoyed it. They made loads of different sized ones because the week before we'd done some earrings. We'd made earrings, so we popped some of them in, and they made themselves a little stocking fillers for their friends, which was nice. So again, this square that's in the corner, take it up to the first fold. Okay. Open up the flap, turn it round, up the fold, and then open up the flap and put it together like we did the other one. And then you pray to the box gods that you've got one bigger than the other, and it will fit inside. I'm sure it will be fine. There we go. Crease these up nicely again. Get in there. There we are. And then you lift up the sides and you fold that one over the top. Lift up the sides, fold that one over the top. Okay. There we are. Press it into the corner with your folder and crease that edge nicely. And the same with this one. Press it in, crease it, and like I said, I'm going to glue it. Kind of squash that then. It'll be good. There we go. Pray for me. There we go. Fits inside, perfecto. Right, okay. Now, the other thing I like to do with this is sometimes it's difficult to open up, you know, with the not having notches in the side. So I've got a punch here, and if you put the punch in, oh my God, that's not even square. Come on, square it up. You put the punch in, and I've put a mark, as you can see there, to indicate how far in I want to punch. And then you get yourself a nice little finger hold to pull out. So when you turn it round, and it's going to be easier for you to do this when you do it, if you put your punch in again to where that line is, okay, and you can see, I can see the one below it now, and you can sort of move it about, punch the hole in, and you've got your fingers things. You can use a bigger one of them if you wish. That's the only one I've got at the minute because somebody's borrowed for a class all my punches. So on with the lid. Perfect box with 2 little finger holes on the side, and then you can decorate it as you wish. I did one the other week to go with a card, and I put a flower on the top of it. So yeah, these are the different sizes. Well, she says, I don't know where, oh, there they are. So 8 by 8, 6 by 6, 12 by 12, and even the most rubbish papers, like I had this book with maps, didn't like it much at all, but it did actually make quite a nice little box for a man. So there you go, 1 whole hour, we did 2 items, brilliant. So Philippa is on tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, and then I've got a lot on for the next couple of weeks, but I will be back before Christmas on the 18th, And I plan to do, if you can remember, the it looked like an envelope, but it was stuffed with flowers. I'll show you how to do that one. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all tomorrow while we're looking and watching Philippa. So have a great evening, guys, and I shall speak to you later. Bye.